Claire Adams was a famous Hollywood silent film star who married a wealthy Victorian sheep farmer. She had a great passion for a lavish lifestyle, and she also had a passion for rescuing homeless dogs. Here's her story. Claire Adams, who was born on September 24, 1898 in Winnipeg, Canada. Her silent film acting career began in 1920. On April 1, 1932, Claire Adams married Victorian grazier Donald, also known as Scobie Mackinnon, in Mayfair, UK. And then in March 1938, Scobie brought Claire to Victoria, Australia. During her life in Australia, Claire was Vice President of the Lort Smith Hospital for Sick Animals, amongst many other accolades. Scobie and Claire never had any children. On September 25, 1978, the iconic screen legend passed away. Claire was an avid dog lover. She cared about all animals, but dogs were an important element to Claire and who she was as both a private person and as a public figure. True to her love of dogs and all animals, her lasting legacy is testament to what she cared about in life. Mooramong, in the suburb of Skipton, Victoria, Australia, was where Claire Adams and her second husband, Donald John Scobie Mackinnon, lived. Mooramong is noted as a residence of decadence and social status and high society during its time, a residence where Claire's many dogs were always forefront in her life. A safe haven then, and under nurturing protection now, which capture her true spirit and love for all dogs. Mooramong was bequested to National Trust upon Claire's death, which has set Claire's dreams of the property being used for ongoing flora and fauna projects and events, including upcoming projects and dog-friendly areas.
Oh, hello, I'm Meredith Robinson. I'm the property manager at Mooramong Homestead, which is a National Trust property near Skipton in Victoria, and also was the home for a very long time of Claire Adams Mackinnon and her husband Donald Scobie Mackinnon. Claire was a famous Hollywood film actress who acted in silent movies in the 20s and 30s, and she met Scobie, who was the most eligible bachelor in the Western District at the time, at a party in London. Their eyes met across the room, and within 3 weeks they were married. Claire Adams made nearly 50 movies, many big films, including one starring the original Rin Tin Tin. And the three main loves in her life were her husband Scobie and horses. She was a terrific horsewoman, did all her own stunts in these movies, which involved jumping on and off horses. And she starred alongside many famous silent movie actors, but she always claimed that her favourite leading man was Rin Tin Tin. When Claire and Scobie arrived at Mooramong in March 1938, after their year-long honeymoon, they immediately set about redecorating the house and remodelling it from its original Victorian construction into an Art Deco showpiece that we see today. Claire not only loved to have many dogs, she also collected many dog knickknacks, and they're evident in the house today. There is a large collection of small and large dog knickknacks. Through the Mackinnons' wide social circle of friends, Claire met Dame Mabel Brooks of the Lort Smith Animal Hospital. She rescued many dogs from the Lort Smith Animal Hospital, and a lot of them either came up by train, were sent up, or they were collected by Rolls-Royce from Lort Smith. And there is a story that's quite famous about Claire and Scobie being in Melbourne one rainy night and seeing a dog on the side of the road, and they were in the Rolls-Royce, and they actually, Claire could not stand the thought of this dog being left out in the rain and having, a miserable existence. So she insisted on picking the dog up and bringing it back to Mooramong to be taken care of with all the other dogs that were here. Mooramong has quite cold winters, and often we have frost on the ground, and Claire had these beautiful little booties specially made for her doggies so that they didn't get cold paws when they went out in the very cold weather. It just demonstrates once again her great love for animals and for dogs in particular. She particularly likes Scotty dogs and Border Collies and Spaniels, which is evident in the home movies that Claire and Scobie shot here at Mooramong. Apart from the time and love that Claire demonstrated to many dogs that came from the Lort Smith Animal Hospital. The family were quite wealthy and donated quite generously to the Lort Smith Animal Hospital during their lifetimes. And upon Claire's death in 1978, a very large lump sum was donated to the hospital. And since that time, the Mackinnon Trust that was established by Scobie before he died has made substantial grants to the Lort Smith Animal Hospital as well.
Absolutely overwhelmed to read the kind of support that she had. She adopted a number of animals through Lort Smith and equally provided a number of very generous contributions both during her life and after her life.
Claire was one for looking after herself in the most outrageous manner with clothing and things. She couldn't resist clothes. She was just mad about clothes, and obviously Miss Whiteman saw her coming in the door when she came in. I mean, you know, probably sent her out with a whole, you know, covered thing full of clothes, I would think, I don't know. And the beautiful evening dresses she used to wear. A lot of them would have been from the Louvre. So that was quite an interesting part. It's only just coming back to me now about the clothing, and I know that she. When Claire died, Lort Smith were left all her effects, not the expensive ones that'd be at Mooramong, all the, you know, really expensive things, but just you might say hats, gloves, bags, all those things were left to us to sell, and we had a stall at the Lower Melbourne Town Hall. You couldn't imagine anybody amassing, say, 3 trestle tables of gloves and or scarves, beautiful scarves, or just decorative things. And we had a parade there of some of the clothes that were, well, they were the things that were left over, you might say, that were taken by the trust. We made about $10,000 out of those, which was, you know, it was hard to believe. But they rushed in. It was like a jumble sale. You know, it's like people going to a jumble sale. They tore into the town hall, and that was something that was very interesting about. Claire would have had a fit if she'd been alive to see it.
As Claire and Scobie had no children of their own, their dogs became their children, and particularly that was so for Claire. There were dogs running throughout the house. They had free rein. They were up on the couches with her. Puppies were born at Mooramong here in various rooms, and the dogs really were a very big part of their lives together here.
Well, that's the end of the show. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please do follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Yappy Hour TV, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.
It's time to go home now. Come on, don't bark. You know when we get home, there'll be a special little treat. And as you get in the car, don't forget to dry your feet. My little dog, my little dog, my little dog, I love you so. My little dog, my little dog, my little doggy. You're my little dog, you're my little dog. Come home with me. Please come home with me. Come on, dog. It's time for tea.